Hello friends, today I am going to give you an update on the Spring Conclave Writing Challenge as part of the Order of the Written Word. Hello, we are back at our usual little setup. We have a cat here right now who does not like it when I film on the floor, or well, he likes it a bit too much and he gets crazy and he won't leave me alone, so this is the best option. Today I'm going to give you an update as we are halfway through the month of March and the Spring Writing Conclave. I am doing a challenge right now, as are a bunch of other people on the Discord server, to write for 1 hour every day. This is definitely something for me that has been much needed because I've been really out of practice with my writing. Like I've been doing it, I've been updating it, but I haven't been like doing that solid time every day. And I'm really glad to get back into that. I especially need to because I now have a deadline for the novel that I'm working on. At this point, I'm at 18,610 words. Now, this is not a word count related challenge, of course, but I am a word count girl and I keep track of that kind of stuff. So I think that it's pretty good so far. I am just starting on chapter 6. Now, there's a lot here that is stuff that I already wrote, so it's mostly like editing, revision, that kind of thing, but there is a fair amount of new stuff getting worked in as well. As you know, if you've been following my videos this year, I had to completely re-outline my novel Centera, and by doing that, it meant that I had to probably rewrite about half of it. Rewrite half of it. I'm still working on that. There's probably going to be about 45 chapters in this. I'm predicting. I've only loosely outlined. I'm kind of a plantser. So like I said, I'm at 6. There's quite a ways to go, quite a lot of new stuff to add. I completely have changed the way POVs work, so anytime you do that, it's a huge overhaul. But I'm happy with the direction that it's going in, happy with the progress. I'm glad that the writing is going so well since a lot of other stuff is kind of chaotic. And I have been winning the challenge, even though I don't really think on it too hard that way. I don't think anyone should with writing challenges, except I did have a couple days off when I fell on the ice, so that was really fun. It's healing super well. You can't see, you can just see a tiny little red dot there on each hand, but for a while there it was super bruised and writing was just it was impossible, so unfortunately I missed a bit, but I think that I've made up for it. Now, what I was speaking to about the chaos in the rest of my life, I do want to get into that a little bit just because there are going to be some elements that affect this channel. So the main stressor right now is that Montreal has just become really expensive like the rest of Canada, and there's honestly not many places left in the world where I or my mom can afford to live, so that's really fun. It's kind of insane because when I first moved here a decade ago, it'll be a decade in July, which is wild, my ex and I were paying $1,600 a month for our place. Now in Montreal there are these walk-up style buildings. I'm in a classic apartment building right now, but there are these ones where you have people will live on the main floor, and then there'll be 2 apartments above and then 2 or 3 apartments above that. So the main floor is usually families are going to rent there. This is a very big rental city, and they'll have a backyard and stuff. So it's kind of like having a proper little bungalow, but with people above you. So we had that when I first moved here, and it was the amount of space we had. So think 1,600 Canadian. We had a little front yard. We had 2 double rooms on the main floor, 2 offices, the bathroom, kitchen, and then when you went downstairs, it was the same size, of course. Half of it was unfinished, but we used that as a space for his retail business that he had, and the other half had a guest room, an office, a living room, and a laundry room. Insane. So now I won't be exact, I'm paying more than that. My mom and I, the total for the place we're in now is more than that, and it's a third of the size. So it's this is the cat. Come here, stop being crazy. Just to introduce you quickly, this is June. I can't remember if he was in my last video, but he's being mental right now. You're so cute. You're so cute though. Okay, go do something. Anyway, here I thought he wouldn't bother me here, and that's what he's doing. So yeah, it's really frustrating here right now, and on top of that, I have a good job. I have a great job. I love where I work. I've been like full-time employed since I was like 16 years old. We're not a like wealthy family. We've always been a paycheck to paycheck family. So it's been very important to me to be like gainfully employed. So that's the other annoying thing is like, I'm not doing anything wrong here to not be able to afford to live. And I think that's the case for like everyone in the city right now. It's very, very stressful. But on top of this, so, you know, if I look at, okay, how can I like take on more freelance gigs? How can I like get raises at work, etc., etc. Then Quebec does this really fun thing where they ding you for working for companies that are not like in Montreal. So my company is actually headquartered in Ottawa as well as in the States in Idaho, I think. And so Quebec dings me for that. So my taxes are terrible every year. And yeah, like I want to keep living here, but it doesn't necessarily seem feasible. And so that's very much up in the air right now, what's going to be going on with all of that. And we're just trying to figure it out and look at our options and try to determine the best route to go down. As I'm sure all of you know, I don't think there are many people out in the world who have not had to deal with like uncertainty and moving and stuff. If you haven't, you are very lucky. Also, if you have like if you're one of those people who has like a family home that you can go home to and regroup, please be thankful for that, because that would be a very, very nice thing to have. But yeah, like I'm sure everyone watching me knows how stressful it is to deal with like uncertainty with a living situation, money issues, not knowing exactly the direction that's going in. And then when you add the amount of work that I do in my day job and outside of that, it's a lot. So I've been feeling really, really burned out lately. It was hard for me to sit down and do this. I've had a lot of task paralysis. Anyhow, the main thing that I have to be careful about right now is where I put my energy, and I need to prioritize things that have financial gains. Fun, right? Like that's the last thing you want to do when you're a creative person. And yeah, I haven't fully been doing that. I've been really driven by passion and my love for the community, but I can't keep giving everything to the community and, you know, like not surviving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking April to regroup, figure out the best direction to go in with all of my projects. Hopefully my mom and I will have a better idea about like where we're going to be living over, you know, the next years, etc. And just get out of this burnout mode that I'm in, because it's not fun, especially because the thing that I derive the most happiness from is just like doing a lot of projects, getting stuff done, and being actively involved in all of that. So not being able to do that, being paralyzed with that is just, it's brutal. But like I said, I am so happy with where I'm at with my writing. I love the Discord community. Everyone on there who I've been writing with every day is so great. And it's just nice to be involved in that and have that kind of support to make sure that I go there every day, that I'm getting my writing done. And writing has been, as I'm sure it is for many people, just a total escape. And so that is working out extremely well right now. And I also really believe in this book. So part of my regrouping is going to be figuring out the best way to sort of build my personal presence a lot more, rather than focusing as much on everything else, and making sure that it has a really, really strong launch. That being said, some cool things are happening in May, June, and August. So I'm going to speak on that more in my final video on the conclave, which will be in a couple weeks. So this is not my cutoff video. I will be doing one more, wrapping up how everything went with the challenge, letting you know how far I got with the novel, what my plans are for it next, and then I'm going to take that break through April and, come back stronger than ever. Sorry if this one was a bit of a downer in any way. I try to be real here. The thing is, I'm a really positive and really driven person, so there's no need to ever really worry about me. One of the important things that you have to know as an entrepreneur is when to pivot. And now is just the time for me to figure out the best way to do that. I've done this before, and I'm sure I will do it again. With that, if you haven't joined the Discord yet, there is still time. You still have a couple of weeks to work on rebooting your writing routine for the spring. I'm doing body doubling sessions there every single day. I will be doing one today at 5 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much for being here, for listening, for sharing your creativity. I'll be back in a couple weeks with that final conclave check-in. But until then, I hope that you are having a day that is just as wonderful as you are. Bye.